The Calling is back again. Ghost of Tsushima's impressive gameplay feature and Unreal 5's stunning graphical showcase. All this and more on Wumpa Time. Hey everyone, it's me, Shemp, and I am back with the one and only...
The one and only Canadian guy. Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hi everyone, sorry we're late. I had a thunderstorm, and my power went out like 3 times.
And I had a pounding headache, so the timing was, no, we couldn't do it yesterday.
Yeah, the timing was just, hey, let's not. And then we didn't. So we're back now. Sorry about that. We're going to make sure we don't do that as often. But
try.
Welcome to, episode 25, right? 25?
25. It's going to be really embarrassing if after we're editing this and it's not 25.
Welcome to 20, and then just put like 25. Yeah, that one, that episode.
Perfect. 10 out of 10.
So let's jump in with some quick news real quick. The Epic Games Store is something that's gaining a lot more traction over the past months. I don't know if you personally have it downloaded, but I do, mainly because every, month or so, I don't really keep track of it. They just keep giving out free games. And they're like... AAA games. Like, I think my entire library is free stuff on the Epic Games Store. I have like Alan Wake, Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed. I'll have to load it up because I have a bunch of other ones. But the most recent one was a big one. It was GTA 5 on the PC, completely free. And I think it's free until, I don't know how much longer it's free. So if you're listening to this, go check now. Go to the Epic Games Store. And it's not just GTA 5, it's the Premium Online Edition, which is the new base game. Like, if you go to a store and buy GTA 5 right now, it's going to be the Premium Online Edition. What this means is that you get $1 million in-game currency, and I think it's split between the online and the offline, but I'm not sure. I don't know if both get $1 million or if it's $500K for both, but yeah, you get that for free. And apparently everyone was super excited, so excited for the fact that the store servers went down for hours. like hours. People could not go because people were clamoring to get GTA 5 for free. And I don't know. I didn't know it was that big of a deal on PC because I already have GTA 5 and I never played it. I thought everyone had GTA 5.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone was clamoring for it. Like, most people that have, regular PCs or budget PCs or even laptops, and they play GTA all the time. And it's like, oh yeah, here it is for free. And everyone's just like, oh cool, I'll grab it for free as well because it's still going strong. I mean, apparently. I don't play it. I don't play GTA.
I do. I can tell you from someone who sells it daily. Yes, GTA 5. We have people coming in still asking for copies for the PS3 and the 360. Like, it's insane. I'm surprised that those servers are still up, but it just makes Rockstar so much money. That's why they haven't even focused on GTA 6. People ask me in the store, "Hey, when's the new one coming out?" We're like, "Who knows, man?
Yeah,
probably not for a while."
Well, I mean, when the new one launches, I can promise you that. When it launches, and every time every Grand Theft Auto launches, the amount of sales that they have and the amount of money that Rockstar makes in like the first weekend is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I would argue to say it's bigger than Call of Duty in terms of sales and popularity.
In terms of sales, yes, Call of Duty is still considered in terms of money, the higher net revenue franchise because they produce more games every year. Oh yeah. But in terms of copies sold, I think they said, I remember reading a stat, and I quote, this was something that literally made me make terrible noises out of my mouth, that allegedly Grand Theft Auto 5 is the most money earning piece of media of all time.
I don't doubt it because I looked up to make sure I was right about this, but in February it was reported that it sold over 120 million copies. But and this is a game that released in 2013, mind you.
Right. Here's the thing, is that game has, and they even calculated for inflation, has sold more than any movie, than any song,
wow,
or any book. It is the most money-making piece of entertainment revenue of anything of all time. And there was, I'm trying to remember the number, but it was in the B's in terms of revenue and how much money they've made on that game alone. GTA 5. That includes the PS3 ports and the PS4 ports. Everything that's labeled as Grand Theft Auto 5 they're bringing all that into account, right? It's not just the PS4 version. It's not just the Xbox version.
It's every single one.
And that's ridiculous. It's
I'm
crazy.
looking at the top 20 best-selling games of all time, and number 3 is GTA 5. Number 20 is GTA San Andreas. So 2 Grand Theft Autos are in the top 20 best-selling of all time. GTA 5 is number 3, and right under that, number 4 is Wii Sports. And the jump between those two is pretty insane. Wii Sports is 82 million, and then it goes up to GTA 5 for 120 million. That's a big jump.
That's a huge jump, because the fact of the matter was that every single Wii was bundled, or just about every single one was bundled with Wii Sports. Later down the line, I think they started to not bundle it, and they started bundling other games, and then they started doing that mini Wii, that little mini red Wii. They started doing that as well, where they weren't bundling games with it, but every single Wii came with a free game. Now, think about this for a second, that there were more sales for Grand Theft Auto than there were Wii Sports.
Just sale, not bundled. It's sales.
Not bundled.
And, of course, number 1 is Minecraft, and number 2 is Tetris.
Well, I mean, that's just time, right? Well, Minecraft has been that's due to time. If you were to include probably all the GTAs combined, no
competition.
They probably beat Minecraft and everybody, but that's ridiculous. So yeah, it makes sense, the clamoring for the Epic Games, because I really don't think we understand the sheer amount of people that really like Grand Theft Auto.
It's unfortunately it's mainly kids, but It's really put into perspective for me working at the game store how big of a deal GTA 5 is. But you want to know what else is a big deal to people?
Segue.
Segue. And we totally called it, by the way. Tony Hawk.
Yes, Tony Hawk.
Yes, Tony Hawk 2020. We called it. We
called
it. So this was just like dropped. Like Tony Hawk was like, "Hey guys, here you go." And that was it. Just Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, remade from the ground up. Just everything for all modern consoles except for the Switch, but every modern console.
Which is, I've been hearing that it's on the Unreal Engine. That's what I've been hearing. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just
It looks like it. I've seen so many Unreal games that I can notice its quirks. So I noticed a couple of Unreal quirks, and if it's not Unreal, then it's a good looking engine.
Yeah, but allegedly, it's, from what I've heard, it is the Unreal Engine that they're using, and the fact of the matter that and we'll be talking more about Unreal later on. So just you'll see. So the fact that we called it, that was something that I thought was incredible. That we were like, hey, May 12th. Things were lining up, and the big thing that lined up for us was the fact that Josh Grubb, who has been on a roll recently, he is a insider and a reporter who's been leaking and giving hints and stuff like that about this whole summer of games, and he's been nailing things left, right, and center. And the one thing that he did to announce this game was on beforehand, and I actually made a video talking about this, was on May. He said that on May, what was it announced, on May 12th or May 13th? I think it was May 12th. That's when Tony Hawk was announced. Yeah, sorry, the days are all blending together. So beforehand, I think it was like on May 10th or something like that, he made a post saying, hey, there is going to be something that's going to be announced on May 12th, and the hint that he gave was blank man, right? Blank man.
Yeah, blank man. And everyone was like, oh, Spider-Man, Batman,
Mega Man. And then something that a good friend of the channel, a good friend of mine, Jump Button, had told me, he's like, hey, what if it's Birdman? I was like, Birdman? He goes, yeah, that's the nickname of Tony Hawk. I'm like, you know what? That makes sense. And on top of that, the day of, Jump Button did something that was really cool, and he DM'd it to me, and he posted on Twitter. It was Tony Hawk's birthday as well.
Yep. It was all coming together.
It all came together, and of course Jeff Keighley saying, "Hey, the game is cool." And of course the word "cool," cool, radical, words like that were used back in the 90s.
Yeah, this game's cool.
Yeah, and what was funny about that too is Jeff Keighley kind of both Tony Hawk did the bigger release bomb, but Jeff Keighley commented like 4 minutes before the live stream went live saying, "What's your favorite PS1 game?" Right? And
yeah.
Immediately it was like boom. And also during the countdown, now this was something that was cool. Did you watch the countdown or no?
No, I wasn't able to catch the countdown.
Okay. So what I thought was hilarious was during the countdown they were playing music, and they were playing, you know, your synths, your lo-fis, and then they started to go to the more licensed music. And then all of a sudden at about the 10 or 5 minute mark, punk rock starts playing. Like 90s grunge rock. And my wife bursts through the door and she's like, "I know this song." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She said, she goes, "I know this song. There was a game that I played on the Nintendo 64 that had this song all the time." And I said, "Was it by chance Tony Hawk?" She's like, "Yes, it was Tony Hawk."
Yeah.
So it was, they were using music from the Tony Hawk 1, which was on the PS1 and Nintendo 64. They were using music from that. And my wife called it right away. She's like, "Yeah, I know this song because I played Pro Skater 2 and 3. I didn't play 1.
I played a little bit of them back in the day on the N64, but I never grew up with any of the skating games. But I saw that people adored them and how big of an impact they had. Yeah.
For me, it was the big one for me was Pro Skater 2. That was the one that I played a lot as a kid. And then I just stopped. I don't know why. I feel like that's with a lot of people with their games. They played it a lot, but they stop. You know, new console comes out. Right? It happens, right? And but the fact of the matter is that this has posed a lot of questions, and I almost want to do a video talking about it because a lot of people were saying, "How does this affect Crash?" Because the big reveal was that Vicarious Visions is remastering this, or remaking, however term you want to use, and everyone was just like, whoa, what about Crash? And I feel like people are forgetting the fact that Vicarious Visions had developed Crash Bandicoot Insane while also supporting Destiny, Call of Duty, and every other title that was in the works at that time.
Yeah, Vicarious Visions has plenty of like A team, B team, C team, support team.
It's like Ubisoft. Ubisoft has like a huge team, right? So Vicarious Visions, I think, has 250 plus employees.
Oh yeah, and that's really good.
That's really good. To give you an idea, I think Naughty Dog is around 110, and the developers of Days Gone was like 40, 50.
Yeah.
They're not big. Like, people think studios. Oh yeah, they think, you know, a studio. They think, when they see the credit roll for Avengers. No, they're not that big.
No.
They're not that big, but not just that though. So you got Vicarious Visions with like 250 people, plus you got Toys for Bob assisting them as well, and Beanox, right? It's all a brilliant machine that Activision has came up with for developers and stuff. And Activision has the money to be able to do this because if you remember, not 2 months ago, we had a shadow drop of just Call of Duty 2 remastered campaign. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's out now."
Yeah, just here you go, and everyone was like, "Wait, what? Oh yeah, also it's exclusive to PlayStation. Wait, when was this happening? Oh, it's out now. What?"
Yeah, that like, do you know how much money you need to be making to be able to just shadow drop one of your top selling games of all time remastered?
Yeah, you just like
here it is.
It's just here, whatever, take it. I don't care. And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, sure, we know you will."
They're like, "We don't even need to market it. It's there."
It's there, and then of course everyone bought it. Everyone was mad about the exclusivity, but whatever, they got over it, and then it came out. And to throw back a little bit, I looked it up. The remakes are running on Unreal Engine, I think. I believe this is what I've seen. But so did Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5. That ran on Unreal Engine, and I was telling you. I was telling you that I don't know if this remake is running off of the skeletal remains of Pro Skater 5, but
no, it's not.
Wait, who developed Pro Skater 5?
You're gonna be shocked about this one.
Robomodo.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about this for a quick second before we move on.
Okay.
Robomodo is a company that's become notorious for whenever Activision gets a license name, whether it be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, whether it be Shrek, whether it be SpongeBob even, because Activision had SpongeBob for a bit. Whenever they get a licensed game like that, they would pass it off, and it was becoming notorious to Robomoto, and Robomoto was known to create garbage games fast.
Yeah.
Like, because Tony Hawk 5 did awful. There was like Robomoto was not a great development team, and basically they were like, okay, you have this much time because that's when our licensing deals finish up. That's it, we're done, right? But now it's being handled by Vicarious Visions, and guess who is one of the lead directors of the game?
Who's that?
During the interview, it was this girl that was one of the lead directors of the original game. She was from Neversoft, and when Neversoft got defunct, she got sent to Vicarious Visions.
Oh, really?
Yes, and
cool.
She is one of the head directors of the game. They made sure that they got as much original Neversoft employees at Vicarious Visions working on this project.
Oh, okay, that's cool. And I also looked up Robomoto's games. They made 10 games, like only 10. And 3 of them were Tony Hawk, by the way. Tony Hawk Ride, Tony Hawk Shrek. So the ones that had the peripherals, like the skateboard that you used. All I see are those, and then Pro Skater 5. Everything else, Monster Flash, Big League Sports. That's it.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not
good.
Who
is Fun Labs? Who cares? They're both defunct. Who cares?
Yeah. So I'm very happy that Vicarious Visions is working on that, and Beanox has also worked on like I said, the Modern Warfare 2 remaster that they shadow dropped. Speaking of shadow drop, kind of.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into this.
Yeah. Geez. I just talked, but you talk because I'm still stunned.
Okay, yeah. So, one morning we all woke up to Paper Mario, just there, just out there. And when I woke up, it was like uploaded 2 hours ago, and I was like, I'm sorry. So, Nintendo was just like, and boom, Paper Mario and the Origami King. Is that right? Origami King.
The Paper Mario and the Origami King.
All right, yeah. So this just shadow dropped, and I'm excited. I'm really excited. I really like Paper Mario.
Yeah.
You're recently getting into Paper Mario, right?
Yeah. So I've always liked Paper Mario from a distance. I didn't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play as a kid. I was always interested, and finally I found the opportunity. Like, hey, you know what? Let's try it. And I've been streaming 1,000 Year Door, and I love it.
Yeah, it's really good, and I know I mentioned this last time, but just again for all the new people, it is my most expensive game in my collection right now. At like scratching $90. So Paper Mario and the Origami King just kind of dropped, and people were extremely excited. 2 hours, and it was already at 500,000 views.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's way over that by now, but
totally.
It looks really good, really polished, and I wasn't expecting that, but this does fall in line with the Mario rumors that we did mention. I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before, but one of our
the episode before.
I think so. I think it was from CT Artisan, if I remember correctly.
Well, we were talking about I remember we were talking about there was that rumor, but then there was we were talking about Mario 64, right?
Yeah. So I was saying that this falls in line with the Mario remake / remaster rumor, because this was attached to it. The rumor was Nintendo was going to be releasing 3 remakes of 3D Mario games plus a Paper Mario game, and the Paper Mario game was true. So that gives, it's only one thing, but that does give us good credibility for the other things, which were Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy.
Right.
So that does fall in line, which is really good. And we've been pretty good. I don't mean to brag, but we've been pretty good on the rumors with the Tony Hawk situation. That's just me. But the trailer dropped. The gameplay looked really good. It looked like classic Paper Mario. I saw a lot of people were upset that it wasn't exactly the 1,000 Year Door. But hey, listen, games evolve. Things need to change. It's okay if it's not exactly. Listen, it's no Sticker Star. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's no Sticker Star. Even Color Splash was better than Sticker Star. But this looks really good. I saw the combat because Nintendo uploaded an unlisted video and it got out somehow. So I saw like 10 seconds of the combat, and it's really interesting. It's really different, and I'm really excited.
You see, when I a good friend of the channel and head mod of the of Canadian Gaia, Katie,
What's her name? Oh yeah.
and no, I just because she's got. I'm not like, should I use her username or should I use her name? But we'll go with Katie. So Katie, she's a big Paper Mario fan, and she was telling me that in general, like the very diehard Paper Mario fan base, some people are kind of gun shy because of both Color Splash and Sticker Star. Because they were far cries from the original two, the 64 and Thousand Year Door, right? So they were very, it was very interesting to see that and to be able to hear that point of view, because I was an outsider looking in, right? And what I've been hearing is people who have been like me, outside looking in, are very excited. People who are diehard, what I've been hearing from people who are diehard Paper Mario fans, it's a mixture of sheer excitement and cautious excitement, where they're excited, but they don't want to be spurned again because of because I never played Color Splash or Sticker Star. However, I have heard from many YouTubers that Sticker Star was a mess. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, Sticker Star was the baby's first Paper Mario game, but it wasn't even an RPG really. It was just a very haphazardly thrown together, not experience, but it was something. And Color Splash came out, and it did better. It was better than Sticker Star. It had some neat mechanics, but it wasn't the Thousand Year Door, which people wanted the Thousand Year Door too. But I think Paper Mario added up for not having the exact same combat system by having fun writing. The writing in that game was really fun. It wasn't fantastic. It wasn't like an overall amazing story, but it was fun. You played it, you enjoy yourself, you laugh. It was fun. I think it was Color Splash that, I don't know if you saw this, but I think it was Color Splash that had the dialogue of a Toad where Mario comes up and you hit A, and the first thing it says is just, "My wife left me." That's it. Like, that's funny. That's fun. I don't expect a Toad to say that.
Now, but the Origami King looks like they're taking a darker turn.
Yeah, like the first 5 seconds start with like a heavy question.
Yeah.
What was it? It was Peach saying something.
Like, it's something along the lines of like, will you become like folded with me or something like that, or will you do this or that with me, because she had done it, and it was just like, oh dear, the music is all creepy and it says unsettling.
Will you cease yourself and be reborn like me? Like, dude, oh my god, that's a heavy question.
Yeah, and then it doesn't matter what your answer is, and it's just like, oh gosh, this has gone dark.
Wrong answer, right answer, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Your replies are all paper thin.
So that's why it's like, oh man. So I feel like that Paper Mario does really thrive I feel like that it's an icebreaker, because as I'm playing through the Thousand Year Door, there's a lot of dark aspects to the game where I'm like,
do you love the noose in the middle of the city?
Yeah. Like,
yeah, dude.
The first thing that you see is a noose. It's like, oh, great, right? And it's, at times happy and bubbly, and then at other times it's just like, oh gosh, this went like really dark. Like the fact that the what's behind the Thousand Year Door, I just found out in my playthrough. I just found out what's behind it. I was just like, oh wow, this is a Mario game, and I feel like that, Paper Mario, it doesn't take itself seriously, but it also does. There's like an aspect that's like light and bubbly, like a Mario game, but if you look closely, there's dark, very dark aspects to it. And I feel like you said, because you said Sticker Star was like baby's first Paper Mario, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the Origami King trailer opens up with dark to kind of like maybe reintroduce that to the franchise. Because from what I'm hearing, did Sticker Star or what was the other one? Color Splash?
Yeah.
Were they dark as well, or was it also really
Sticker Star? No, not at all. They replay. So I'm sure Thousand Year Door has a lot of really good, interesting characters, a lot of well-written characters that aren't just bombs and stuff. And Sticker Star, that's replaced with Toads. It's just all Toads, all sticker Toads. So you need to peel them off, and that's it. It's just Toads. Color Splash. It wasn't. I don't remember it being dark. I didn't play a lot of it, but I don't remember it being dark. I just remember it being a fun ride, a fun, lighthearted ride, which is okay. That's fine. Right. But it wasn't anywhere near as serious as Origami King looks like it's taking itself, which is fine, because I think Nintendo finally understands the demographic. That Paper Mario Sticker Star was on the 3DS, and 3DS was definitely a kid-centered console.
Yeah.
There weren't a lot of adults on it, and if there were adults, they were playing Pokemon.
Right.
Same thing with Color Splash. The Wii U was primarily a family-focused console because that's what they were advertising it as. They were advertising it as this is what the family needs. Whereas with the Switch, they're advertising it to the older audience, the young adult, this generation of young 20-year-old adults that need something, a gaming console, which is the Switch, that's also kids can play. So I think they finally understand the demographic, and this Paper Mario just hit the right demographic, whereas the other two didn't.
Hopefully.
And I lost it. What was I gonna say? It was about the Origami King. I lost it. Whatever. Yeah, I guess it wasn't important.
Yeah, it seems like that your mind had a culling. Whoa! Segue.
Whoa, segue.
Okay, so please take this because you explained this to me, and this was probably re-explain it to me because it's probably one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. And apparently my baby brain can't comprehend it. So please re-explain it again because just go.
I'm scared to re-explain it because I think you might lose some IQ points. But essentially, just a couple. But essentially, what's going on is there's this game that was called The Culling, which, from what I understand, was a battle royale at the peak of battle royale games when PUBG first came out, and then Fortnite came out, and it was like, oh, battle royale, everything. And then The Culling happened, and no one played it. It was a battle royale that no one played, which you can't have because you can't play a battle royale without people. So no one played it, and it costed money. It cost, I think, like $30 or so. I don't remember the price, but it costed money. The people that did buy it waited to play, and then no one played. So then it went free to play to get more people in, like Fortnite did, and then no one played it. So the people that that bought the game, the people that purchased the game were like, oh, do I get anything since I bought it? And they were like, no, you already got the game. So that was already kind of sucky. And then the server shut down because, again, let me reiterate, no one played it. So the server shut down. They come on again. No one plays it. They shut down again. Cut to 2020. The Culling is back, and it's on the Xbox and PC, but only on the Xbox right now.
PC coming soon.
PC coming. Their exact words: Xbox now, PC later. That I'm not abbreviating that. That's exactly what they said. Now, it's not free to play anymore. The Culling is now $6 on the Xbox store, and if you owned it before, you own it now. So whatever. They say that the servers are live May 14th, so that they've been going strong for 2 days. Let's see, not free to play, $6, and then you get to the haymaker: 1 free online match per day.
What?
So you can play the game originally. I'll get to this, but originally you could only play the game once if you lost. If you lost, then you couldn't play again. If you won, you got another match to play for free. But if you suck and you lost, maybe you want to play again. Well, you can purchase additional tokens to play again. Or, okay, and people were like, oh, that's stupid. Why would you do that? I already bought the game. Why do I need to? I've heard of pay to play, but I've never heard of pay to play. Like, I gave you money for the software, and you're charging me additional money to use my software. That's like if you purchased, let's say you purchased Photoshop. You bought Photoshop, you download it, and you open it up, and Photoshop's like, well, you're only allowed 1 free template. Give us $5 for an additional save file so you can make more projects. That's what that is. After paying for it, which is already an expensive software. So people were like, hey, that's stupid. What's going on? So then they said, okay, hey guys, just so you know, The calling's live on the Xbox Store, so please go buy it. We have set the daily token count to 10 tokens per day. Additionally, if you win an offline match, you earn an online match token. We have some additional plans in the works for the future stuff and blah, 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 blah. Cool. 10 matches per day. I still don't get why you're putting a paywall on the game, even though I just bought the game.
That makes no sense. Like, oh my gosh, this absolutely doesn't work. This is the most, and doesn't get more convoluted. Doesn't even get more convoluted. Wasn't it like a subscription or something?
Yeah. So there's a subscription. First off, I just want to give a shout out to at Zoidberg _ for they responded to that tweet with the Geico Gecko, and it just says, I just saved 100% by switching to not buying your hot garbage. Awesome. I'll give that a retweet. Okay, so so it's like, okay, so how much are these tokens? Well, so if you lose and you want to buy a token, you can buy 3 tokens for $1. You can buy 10 tokens for $3 or 20 tokens for $5. Unlimited play passes are also up for purchase, priced at $2 for 7 days of unlimited play, or $6 for 30 days of unlimited play. I don't get it.
So you pay $6 to get the game, and then you have to pay another $6 to play
the game
for as much as you want.
Let's do some math. Okay, so you pay. Let's say you're really liking this game. Like, you really like this game, but you limit yourself. I'm only gonna pay. I'm only gonna do 20 matches per day. Okay, cool. So that's $3. That's $3 per day. So 3 times how many? Let's do 30 days. That's $90 just to play the game. Now let's multiply that by 12 for 12. Like theoretically for a whole year. That's over $1,000.
For a $6 game.
$90 for 12 months.
Now, that's if
is
you
over
were
$1,000.
Right. Now, if you were to turn around and say, okay, I want to, well, what the best bang for your buck is unlimited
to not
play.
Buy it.
Yeah, oh yes, it's the best. The best bang for your buck, don't play it. All right. So the best bang for your buck is a subscription of unlimited playthroughs. What is it, for a week or a month?
So $2 for a week, or $6 for 30 days.
Okay. So do 6. So what we got to do is we're going to go 6 times 12 plus 6.
Plus 6. Oh, plus 6. That is $78.
So $78. In order for you to play this game for a year, you have to pay $78.
You have to spend. Oh, yeah. So you need to spend basically $80 after tax to invest yourself in this $6 game that no one's playing. That's the best case scenario. Okay, let's say for a day you end up you go down the rabbit hole. I'm gonna spend $1 and get 3 tokens, but you just keep buying the $3 tokens. So let's say you buy how many tokens? 3, 6, 9, 8, 12, 15. Okay, 6. You buy 6 per day. That's $6 per day times what? 12?
Yeah, but that wouldn't make sense though. Like
none of this makes sense. Why would you do this?
Like, this shouldn't even be a price point. There shouldn't be a price point. Like, okay, if I were them, and this is their marketing scheme, okay, this is what I would do. I would turn around and say, okay, here you go. If this is the direction that they want to take, which is a stupid direction to begin with, but this is the direction you want to take, you make the game free to play. That's the first thing you do. You make it free to play. You then give them 10 rounds per day that are free, right? Which then you can turn around and say it's now $1 per game. Or you could pay $5 a month and get unlimited play and also unlock cosmetics like a battle pass, right? Because if I'm correct, the battle pass is more expensive than $5. So what you would want to be is that the angle that you would want to hit this at is being the budget Fortnite, where, okay, because Fortnite's got the battle pass, you could play completely free, unlimited amount of time, but to get that battle pass, you're coughing up, it's like $20 or something like that. I might be wrong. I haven't bought a battle pass in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Anyway, so you have to cough up a certain amount of money, and you have to keep coughing up money for that battle pass. Or you turn around and say, hey, free to play, 10 rounds per day, but $5 for a battle pass, cheaper than Fortnite, and then you push it from there. That would be the better marketing strategy. What they're doing here sounds like the director of Stadia is there taking care of everything, because wow, is it stupid.
That's a good one. And the thing is, this is being developed by Xavient. I think it's just called Xavient. It's a company called Xavient, and they're self-publishing it. They're developing it and self-publishing it. So I understand you're an independent studio. I get that. But I went to their website, and looking at their developer diaries, and it looks like it's just one dude directing, like outsourcing stuff from other people. Because I look at their developer diaries, and it's just this one guy showing up, and he's the director of operations. So I don't know if that just means he made the company and he just like asks his friends while he pays them to make stuff, or if he does it all himself. It's bad. It's bad, and I don't understand why you would take this approach, because this is asinine. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Just make it, if I pay for the product, let me use the product. If it's free to play, give me the option to buy certain things like Fortnite.
Right.
You know, that's how they make their money.
Right.
But I just don't get it. And even before all this, if you go to Steam, the original Calling is still on Steam, the 2018 version, and all the reviews are very negative. It's all very negative.
Well, and here's the thing too, is that the game is getting media attention because of how bad of a business deal this is. Like, this is up there with that one game that we talked about where to buy everything. It's the Dead or Alive game. It's up there in terms of bad deals. It's like, why would you ever do this? This makes no sense. I understand you're trying to make money. I get it. That's what everyone in the industry is trying to do. I get you trying to make money, but this is not the way to do it. And not to mention, battle royales have been used to the teeth now. I don't even think Fortnite's number one anymore. I think League of Legends is back on top for being like the number one PC game, like free to play game. League of Legends is back on top again. League sometimes dips down to like the 5th, but usually they always climb back. It's Dota, League. When they do the financial press quarters, League of Legends is always in the top 5. And they might dip down for a bit, but then they might climb back up. It's not. I don't think it's the end of battle royales. It's just that when you say battle royale, the normal what you hear is usually an ugh, just this guttural groan. Right. The only time that I didn't hear a guttural groan was from Call of Duty when they did Warzone, because they did it smart. They're like, hey, this is a AAA quality game and it's a Call of Duty experience for free. Right. That was huge. And it's like, you don't even need to buy the game. It's a Call of Duty, a legitimate Call of Duty experience, completely and utterly free.
It's not like a port of Call of Duty Mobile or anything like that.
No.
And the industry is evolving. You did have when you thought of Battle Royale originally, it was PUBG, and now it's Fortnite, and it was never the Calling. It was never the Calling. The Calling was just like even you were like, wait, what? But
the what?
Yeah, but I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. But you know what does make sense? Spending money on this next game.
Oh yes. Okay. So
I feel like you have more to say about this.
Oh man, do I ever. So, basically, there was a PlayStation State of Play that showed off one game and one game only, but they went in depth with it. And it was Ghost of Tsushima. Now, we saw a trailer for this years ago. I want to say 2017. I don't think it was part of the 2016 show, which was still considered the best E3 of all time. I mean, they literally announced God of War. They announced Spider-Man and Days Gone. They like just dropped everything.
Every single thing that you can imagine.
Yeah. So I don't think they dropped Ghost. They may have. I might be wrong. Comment section will let me know probably and eviscerate me. But nonetheless, so Ghost of Tsushima has been the game that's being developed by Sucker Punch. Now, Sucker Punch has been kind of a dark horse in all of Sony's developers, because you got your big ones. You got your Naughty Dog. You got your now new Insomniac, right?
Yeah,
but Sucker Punch,
yeah.
But Sucker Punch were the ones that made the Sly Cooper franchise. Then they did the Infamous, if I'm correct. They did Infamous as well, and now they're doing. And then there was Infamous Second Son, and then I don't think there was any other project that's come out since then.
After Second Son, there was technically, I don't know if it was a sequel. What do you call it? It was called Infamous, I think, Second Light or First Light. Yeah, it was called Infamous First Light. It took place in the game, but it was his own standalone game, and it got a physical release. So after Infamous First Light, which was in 2014, it was all silent. It was very, very silent.
For 6 years, we haven't seen a new game from Sucker Punch. And Sucker Punch announced with this entirely new IP called Ghost of Tsushima, which is a PlayStation exclusive. Now, we haven't been having any release dates. We haven't been hearing anything until earlier this year, or late last year. We got an announcement that's coming out in this year in the summer. Now, we finally just got an in-depth look, like not a trailer, but full gameplay of the game. And dude, it looks amazing.
It looks fantastic. Now, we should also keep in mind that Sucker Punch wasn't always a PlayStation studio. They weren't PlayStation until 2011 when Infamous 2 came out. So Sly 1, 2, 3, and Infamous 1 all came. They were technically second party. My bad. Yeah. There were second party companies that Sony would publish, and then Sony was like, you know what? They have potential. They bought them. Then they give out Infamous 2, Festival of Blood, Second Son, First Light, and now Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
this is like, I think, pinnacle of the underdog story.
Well, what you're seeing here is you're seeing the PlayStation pattern, which is they bring in a second party. They see like, okay, can we work with this people? Is this work? And then ones are like, okay, yeah, we can work with these people. Yeah, these people are really good. This is really nice. Corporate takeover. You're bought out. You're ours now. Thanks for coming out.
Cool.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like Insomniac didn't become Sony owned until after Spider-Man. Like,
yeah, for the longest time, like I remember people were still super confused whenever they did Sunset Overdrive on the Xbox, because people were like, wait, Insomniac, Microsoft, and then after that game came out, Insomniac was like, yeah, we're never working with Microsoft again. That was awful.
I heard that there was a bad juju between.
It was bad, and when it came to PC, it was handled by another company because Insomniac refused to touch it.
Yeah, I would love to do a video going into that, or seeing what happened, because Sunset Overdrive was like a good batch of fun.
It was really good, and they technically own the IP, but they can't do anything with the first game. So Sunset Overdrive 2 will be a PS4 exclusive.
Yeah, if they do it.
Yeah.
But back to Ghost of Tsushima. So Ghost of Tsushima opens up in this state of play, and the first thing that they were talking about, and the first thing that I got vibes of right away, there's two games that I got lots of vibes from. It's God of War and Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
So you got this open world third person, but there was something that was really interesting in gameplay, which I don't know if you know. They made a minimalistic UI. So
yes, they did. It's almost non-existent.
Very minimal, very little. There isn't a lot. Now, you know how like when you play like Horizon Zero Dawn or Assassin's Creed, you could see on your screen those waypoints or markers on your screen to direct you to where you want to go, or if there's like a bonus mission or a collectible or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Do you know how they do it in this game?
Yeah, so I saw that and I thought it was extremely impressive how they did it.
So what they do is that you hit your mini map pops up, your full screen for your map, and what you do is that you select a location on your map that you want to go. So on your map, of course, you got your full breakdowns of everything. It's your regular map, your breakdowns, okay, this is your next quest area. Hey, there's this new area, there's this area. But instead of like where you got like Fable where they show a golden trail, or you got Horizon Zero Dawn where they just tell you how many meters away it is on your screen, what happens is when you choose your location, the direction of the wind blows towards where you need to go.
Yeah, and it just looks like it blends perfectly into the environment.
Yeah. And what's happening is that it looks like you're really starting to get that real true immersion, because there's none of these waypoints on the screen. There's none of these, you are 8 meters away from your location. It's nothing. It's minimal. And the wind directs you where you need to go. So you can look at the grass and see where's the grass blowing, and you can follow it. And there's a cutscene where you see him picking up a leaf, putting it up in the air and letting it go and seeing where the leaf goes. And you can follow the general direction of the leaf. Now, did you see anything else about waypoints and stuff like that? Or is that all you know about the wind?
I script around a lot, but that's all I know about the wind is how it guides you.
Okay. So while you're traveling to wherever your destination is, sometimes you can see stuff like smoke, right? Like from a campfire, which means, hey, you might want to go investigate that. But something that was really cool is that animals will actually interact with you if they have a quest. So for example, if you're riding along a trail and all of a sudden a bird like drops down in front of you and is flying, and it takes a path to the right, and you follow the bird instead of taking the regular path, you follow the bird, and then the bird will land in a tree, and below the tree you'll see an old man sitting at an old campsite with a quest for you. Or you'll be walking along and you'll see a fox poke its head out, and you go follow the fox and it brings you to a shrine, and if you go to that shrine, you now can fast travel to that shrine wherever you want. So
that's really cool.
So what's happening now is that you are now you have to pay attention to the environment, because the environment will also give you direction to essential stuff that you can find. Now, then they went to the combat, and the combat, to my knowledge, you start off in the game as a samurai, but as the game goes on, you become more what is called the ghost.
The ghost,
and as a samurai, you don't sneak around. You walk in, like if you go to a battle encampment, you walk in and you have to face and challenge everybody one-on-one. Like you challenge them, like as like an honorable samurai would do, right? And the gameplay that they show is very imagine God of War and Dark Souls, very precise, very precision, very heavy hitting, and it was very cool. But then as the game goes on, you become the ghost. It turns, imagine the most, from what we saw at least, the most polished Assassin's Creed you've ever seen.
Yeah, and I was convinced that this game was another game that was running off of the Decima engine, because that's what Sony is letting a lot of their studios use, because Death Stranding ran off of it, Horizon Zero Dawn is running off of it. I think I didn't know this, but Until Dawn ran off of it. I had no idea.
I did not know that.
It was a shocker to me. No wonder that game chugs so much. It's so realistic. But all the games from Supermassive Game, I think, run off of Decima. But I was convinced, because this game looked like it. But no, I did some more digging, and Sucker Punch developed their own. This is their own in-house engine. I don't know if they haven't released a name for it, but this is all from scratch. They did not use any other engine besides their own.
That's insane.
And it's insane to think that this potentially could have been crafted all the way back from the old Sly Cooper days, or even Infamous. Like, this could be from that, because Infamous was open world. They had an open world engine.
Yeah,
so maybe they crafted it from that.
They could have used that as like the original base and then built a new one, right? Because the fact that maybe this is why they took so long to make Ghost was because they were spending time building an engine. They want to future-proof the game, right? Because if you have a proprietary engine, then and you have artists that know what they're doing on that said engine, you are now literally setting yourself up for the future for future games to be able to produce quicker by loading the upfront of building an engine from scratch.
Oh yeah, and there's no way that this game's not getting a PS5 port because I saw whenever they were talking about how you could at the end where they're talking about you can customize him to look like this, and there was that shot of him running in the forest and his clothes, his cape and clothes were changing while he was running.
Yeah.
I could tell that was like in engine because every time it would change, it would be a low texture and then it would pop in. So I was like, ooh, there's the PS4 hard drive showing its age. So
exactly.
There's no way that this isn't gonna have like PS5 launched a PS5 boost mode.
Yeah.
Like you pop in the PS5, bam, there you go, boost mode.
Boost mode, yeah, 100%. And I agree about that. And for them to build an engine from scratch, PlayStation, and for that to be a proprietary engine, but now they have the Decima engine, and now they have whatever this engine is. Sony is racking up these engines that are proprietary to them, specifically them, and they're going to be producing games that are going to be crazy. Now, speaking of new engines, we're going to segue this.
Oh yeah. Let's
boy.
talk about the big one.
Let's talk about this big one, the Unreal Engine 5.
Yes,
I didn't expect
already
this.
there. I did not expect this either, and so I want to go in first off by saying, wow. Second off, it was shown off saying that it was real time on the PS5, and I would like to be cautious of that statement because we don't know how true that is. Because I have a hard time believing that all of that was real time on the PS5, but hey, I could be wrong. The SSD could be that impressive. Yeah. I need to see more, but what I saw from that engine was extremely impressive, and that wasn't even a game. They just made that to show it off.
Yeah, it's a tech demo.
Yeah, and for those of you who didn't see, it was like in a deserted area with a lot of mountains and stuff, and this
imagine magical Tomb Raider.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, imagine Lara Croft, but she's wearing desert stuff, and then she starts flying. She just the camera's panning on all the rock formations, and it looks perfect. All the shadows look nice and crisp. They don't look like a 360 PS3 shadows where they're all like pixelated. They're nice, smooth. They're all aliased. It looks, there's anti-alias. It's all really, really good. The camera pans up. She's flying, soaring through the mountains. No pop-in, no LOD, no texture loading, no nothing. You see everything in front of you, and then everything from afar is coming to the camera, and there's no, like I said, there's no LOD. The model that you see out there is the same model that comes up to the camera. Yep. It's extremely impressive, and then it gets a close-up of the character. It's panning around her. Her face looks really good. Everything looks really good. The physics is really good. I thought, like, Final Fantasy VII Remake really showed off Unreal Engine and how good it could look. This just kind of one-ups that immediately.
Oh, 100%. Now, the thing is about what you said, this is a tech demo, and as in, like, they're saying there's two ways to look at them saying that this is a tech demo. If this is true, where you're right, there should be a little granules of doubt, where if this is true, where that is shot on a PlayStation 5 console, as is, with no overclocking that's not going to be in the final product, not with any extra coolant that's going to be in the final product. If this is shot on a stock non-dev kit PlayStation 5 build that is going to replicate the same console 1-to-1 that's going to be in our homes, what this tells us and what it shows us is what this tech demo does, that it tells us the potential that PlayStation can do, with the potential that the next generation can do in general, right? Even like engine aside, like before we even talk about the engine, we need to talk about what these consoles can do. And what they're doing is that they are rendering literal cinematic rocks and like shadows that are used in multi-billion-dollar films.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Epic even confirmed that it has the ability to use movie models. So those big multi-million polygonal models that they use for animated movies, Unreal 5 could just use those. You pop it in there and it works. You don't have to remake anything.
Right. You don't have to lower the poly count. You don't have to do any of that. And here's the funny thing. And imagine this. So we'll use an example. Imagine, quite literally, a Sonic game with Green Hill Zone from the movie as the set, as is.
Yeah, just as is, nothing. Like, that was something else I was thinking about, is how, if this is, because that camera was moving really fast.
Yes.
So, with going off of your example, if we had a Sonic Generations type game where you boost forward and everything is just there, no pop-in, there's no load triggers, everything's just coming in one by one by one.
Yeah.
This is if they were using the Unreal Engine, but this could still be based off of the PS5 and the SSD used to load stuff. But imagine just anything like Gran Turismo, I guess Grand Theft Auto, Sonic, anything that goes fast, like really fast. There's no developer tricks that need to be done anymore to make the picture look good. It just naturally looks good.
Yeah.
But that brings another problem, is optimization, making sure the console can handle all of this high detailed just models, environments, and stuff, which is also going to make game sizes a lot bigger.
Yeah,
the model
we're hearing
alone
again.
could
We're
be like
hearing
3
again
gigs.
the words I don't want to hear. The words that I've been hearing about next generation that still frustrates me is the words 1 terabyte. No.
Yeah, no, that's not like the PS5 launching with the 825 gigabyte SSD. That's not going to be enough. And during that tech showcase with Mark Cerny, he did mention there's going to be an M.2 slot because the SSD is soldered to the board. So that M.2 slot is going to be your only hope of expanding your storage.
Exactly.
Which, my question is, do you have to open your PS5 to put that on there?
I have no idea.
Because that's not a slot you can just put on the side. You need to click it in and put it down and put the hatch on.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing too. This is something that I do want to talk a little techie for a second. So,
okay.
I'm just reaching over here. So I bought a new SSD drive for my computer, and it is actually an M.2 SSD. It was 1 terabyte, or it is 1 terabyte, right? And this cost me about $200 Canadian after shipping, taxes, and everything. The thing is the size of like a thumbstick.
Oh yeah, so you got an M.2.
Yeah, I got an M.2 SSD that I'm going to be putting into my computer for upgrading. Now here's the thing: if $200 Canadian equates to about $140 American, approximately.
Yes.
And that's buying like directly from Newegg. Wholesale, you could get this even cheaper, right?
Oh yeah.
Right? You could probably get this, I want to say, if you were get it wholesale, 70, maybe 70 American, maybe 50. Yeah.
Judging from someone who does a lot of wholesale, that does sound about right for that, because I looked it up, and yes, you're right. 200 Canadian is 143 American.
Right.
So I could easily equate to around 80 or 90 before retail price.
Right. Exactly. So here's the thing: is that these things are so small. Okay, you could literally slap 2 of these into the PlayStation, right? And have 2 terabytes. And space is not an issue. Space is not an issue because these things are tiny, right? Now, they're saying that they're going to be having their own M.2 slot, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, how are you going to even put this in? They will literally have to come up with their own PlayStation branded SSD drives that are built for the PlayStation 5 because according to them, their transfer rate is ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's another thing. They specified, Mark Cerny specified, if you want to, you can get your favorite brand M.2 and pop it in the PS5, but we need to make sure that they can fit. My thing is, yes, you can buy an M.2, but unless you buy like a name brand one that has the right transfer speeds, you're not going to benefit from it.
Exactly.
You're essentially just using the same hard drive that we have right now. You need to invest in high read and write speeds, mainly read speeds.
Right. And the thing is that there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of problems because when you have these high read speeds, this is what you're going to be helping with your processing. This is what you're going to be helping with your AI. It's going to be helping with all your everything, right? If you have a slow drive, you could have the best computer in the world, and if you have a garbage hard drive, it's bogging everything down. You put a garbage drive in there, you can buy some of these drives sometimes for wholesale directly from China that are just absolutely garbage for like $30 for a drive. Yeah. Legitimately $30 for a drive, and it will make your entire computer garbage because of that drive specifically. Now, the thing is that the problem is that we need to be able, and I believe this is the main issue by Sony, is that how are they going to be able to use this? How are they going to be able to expand the memory when they've only said, yeah, it's only going to be about a terabyte? The games are going to be so much bigger because there's going to be so many more lines of code, and we're looking at the Unreal 5. You can't tell me that demo in itself was 100 gigs. That no. By itself, that demo was easily 100 gigs by itself, and it was literally 10 minutes. Maybe?
Yeah, something like that. And the thing is, like, you're correct. There's no way that these are going to be... There's no way they're going to be able to handle the games going forward because, like we said, games are already getting bigger. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, 150 gigs for the base game. That doesn't include updates. Red Dead 2, I remember when Red Dead 2 came out, people were making a huge deal of the fact that it was 100 gigs.
Right.
And then here's Call of Duty with 150 gigs, and God knows how big Fortnite's getting.
Yeah, and on top of that, let's add on to something not as big, but to give you an idea, Spyro came out at 50 gigs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? 50, I believe it was 52 point something, I can't remember, 52 gigs for Spyro. A game that is quote unquote directed to children, quote unquote, we'll say. Yeah. Do you not think that the next games are not only going to be bigger and pushing the boundaries and trying to be better? They're not going to be smaller. They're not going to be any smaller. Do you really think that the next Crash game that they're going to be allegedly coming out for either the PS4 or the PS5 doesn't matter? Do you really think that it's going to hit 30 gigabytes like the Insane Trilogy? No, it's going to be bigger.
No. With the assets and engine they're going to be working on, especially because the thing is, you can streamline these assets, no problem. You can make them smaller, and then they unpack them to make them bigger temporarily. But the thing is, that includes more stress on the read and write speed of the console. Because if you have, like, let's say, for example, this is way over the line. I don't think this will ever get into anything like this. But let's say you have 80. How big was Spyro, like raw? Was it like 2 terabytes?
Oh yeah, the raw Spyro file was like 2 terabytes. Yeah, so raw reignited was 2 terabytes, and they compressed that down to 50 gigs at first, and then they compressed it again to 32 gigs. So let's say you have on PS5 at least, you have this big level that's like 80 gigs, and you compress it into 50 gigs for the entire install size for that game. The PS5 is going to have to extract all total of 80 gigs of that asset in order to load apparently super fast, and then you can play it right away. And then whenever you're done, it's got to zip all that again, put it away, grab the new thing, unzip that, load all the assets, and you're going to need storage. You're going to need storage space to do that because it has to have somewhere to put that temporary 80 gigs compared to the 30 gigs. That's why a lot of games are like, hey, you have enough to theoretically download this entire game, but you don't have enough storage because we need some we need some like wiggle room. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that I'm looking at the Unreal 5. I'm looking at its performance, and I am blown away by it. And which, by the way, the other point I wanted to quickly make was that this is not coming out till 2021. So that means that we're not even going to see games developed in this engine for another minimum 3 years.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I was going to bring up is Unreal 4 didn't become the normal engine for like the longest time. So we don't even know when. It's probably going to be like 2024 by the time we see like regular Unreal 5 games coming out. The only game that I know that's coming out, like you said, I don't know if you said this already, but Fortnite is going to be transitioning into Unreal 5 in 2021.
In 2021. The only other game that I can see them being the first game ever being an Unreal 5 and I can probably, I could probably put my hand over my heart and predict this fairly well in Wumpa time, that it'll probably be Gears of War 6.
Yeah.
It'll be Gears 6. Because it's made by Epic. Epic made the Unreal Engine. So, of course, right when the engine comes out, Fortnite is already going to be optimized for it. And they're probably already working on Gears 6 on the prototype of Unreal 5. They're already doing that. That's what they did with Gears 3. That's what got them into the lawsuit with Silicon Knights, was because they were working on a prototype Unreal 3 at the time. And Silicon was stupid, and they tried suing. And it turned out bad for them.
Nope.
Yeah, they're like, not only are we going to win the case, we're also going to take your entire company and burn it down to the ground, take the ashes and burn those to the ground. It's like, like Silicon got the definition of owned. Just
my favorite thing that I'm looking forward to is when Unreal 5 is released to the public, like Unreal 4 was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing the recommended YouTube videos of like Sonic in Unreal 5, Kirby in Unreal 5.
Man.
It's like the same open world realistic mountainside with like Brawl Sonic on there.
Yeah,
and
it's great.
And everyone's like, Nintendo, hire this man.
Yeah, oh man, Nintendo, hire this man. It's like they literally just imported.
All right, great. They loaded the model. Good job. Hire this man.
Yeah. So, but kind of going. We're running out of time here because we're going over an hour on this. But here's the thing about the Unreal 5, is that it's impressive. It's an impressive tech demo. I'm very happy about it. Are the games that we're going to be seeing launch day going to look like that? No. I don't care if it's if we get God of War 5 on launch day, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 on launch day. It could look pretty good or pretty close to it, but it's not going to look like that, period, because always the first introductory games. Go look at the very first PlayStation 4 games. Go look at Killzone.
Knack! Woo!
Yeah. Go back to, I would argue that Killzone Shadowfall was one of the, I believe it was Killzone Shadowfall. It was
Killzone Shadowfall.
It was one of the best graphic games at the start of the generation. A good example of the tech that could be in the PlayStation 4. And compare that to God of War. Compare that to Horizon Zero Dawn. And you're going to see that those games are way better. And it's because the developers have more time to learn the engine, to optimize it. They know
more about the assets.
Right, exactly. So the thing is, I want people's expectations to be tempered, because people are looking at the Unreal 5 and thinking that's what the next generation is going to be like launch day. No. Will next generation eventually get to that? Yeah, I think so. I think halfway.
Those are the expectations.
Yeah, lower your expectations, right? Because the thing is that was a tech demo. I want to share your doubts. Like I said, I hope this is based off of a stock PlayStation, because if it is, then I'm very, very, very excited.
Oh yeah, I'm impressed and excited.
Yeah, I'm already excited for next gen as it is, because next gen always gets me excited. But the thing is that it looks great. But was this engine used? What was the environment? And also, there's the other question where people are saying that the Series X is more powerful than the PlayStation 5, and if that was run on a PlayStation 5 as is, and the Series X is more powerful,
Oh, that's a good point.
What are we going to be seeing? And another point that I want to make, last point before we go, because I know I got a lot of thoughts on this. We could almost do an entire Wumpa time talking about this, but one more point I want to make, and then, of course, any point you want to make, but like I said, I could keep going for hours, is that this was, and this might sound weird, but this was pseudo a win for PlayStation in a sense. Here's why. Inside Xbox, to me, was okay. It was good. It was a decent enough showing. Most people don't agree with me.
Yeah, I understand.
Right, and I understand that, though. I do understand. Most people don't agree with me. But what we saw was good at the Inside Xbox, but it was all third-party developers that we're going to be seeing, and none of the games, I will say, except for the very first game that we saw, really blew people away. Where people were like, whoa, my gosh, brain exploded, crazy. They didn't show any of that. I will bet money that Sony approached Epic and said, hey, show your technology on a PlayStation 5. Now,
and that's also really interesting because, they work so close with Microsoft a lot.
Right. Exactly.
And the fact that Sony got them to show it off on the PS5, I wonder what that says to Microsoft, because Microsoft owns the Gears of War IP, but Epic develops it. I wonder if Microsoft saw that and they were like, "Oh, come on, come on."
Well, which you're right. You are right, because Epic runs as a second-party studio to Microsoft. You're very much right. So the fact of the matter, because Gears of War, one of their biggest franchises, one of their only few exclusive IPs that Xbox has, and here's PlayStation, stepping in there, literally stepping on and paying off the developers that are working. And here's the thing, it's even worse if the developers opted for the PlayStation 5. But I digress. Yeah. Here's the thing. That Unreal Engine tech demo is the first piece of actual footage that we have seen of the next generation. The first piece that we've actually seen. And legitimately first generation. Not early first generation or next generation. Not early. No. Legitimate first exclusive footage. And it was shown on a PlayStation. Now, is it possible that the Xbox could perform better? Yes. But in terms of marketing, in terms to the general public, guess what? PlayStation was shown off here, and it's not fair because Unreal is going to be able to be shown is going to be able to be available on the Series X. Absolutely. Could it maybe even run it better than the PlayStation 5? Absolutely. But in terms of marketing, nothing is fair.
And I would walk away from this saying, or thinking, those are the expectations for next generations. That's not going to be immediate. That's what they plan to do for the next generation. Now, if next generation starts with that, then color me impressed, because again, Hellblade 2, that blew my mind. That blew both of our minds on how uncanny that was and how realistic it was. That could definitely be how it starts. But keep in mind, we're transitioning into the next generation. We need to keep an open mind and make sure that we don't set our standards too high. But I'm still excited. Very excited. Very much, because this generation came in light in comparison to the other generations. Even when the tech was announced for the PS4 and the Xbox One, especially the Xbox One, when they're like, yeah, it's not 1080p, everyone raised an eyebrow. Like, excuse me? Because I'm sorry?
Yeah, back then, that's when we started hearing clamors of 4K for PC. Was back when the PlayStation 4 and Xbox were released. We were hearing 4K, what's this 4K, right? That's when we started to hear about it. That's when things started to really amp up about it. And the Xbox VCR wasn't even available to go to proper HD, right?
Yeah.
But this generation, everyone is shocked because people are trying to do PC builds that are built the exact same way to the stats that we're apparently hearing for the Xbox and PlayStation, and people are like, it's like a $1,300 computer. I think the lowest I've ever heard was a $900 US computer.
Yeah, US.
For all the parts put together, right? And they're selling it allegedly between the numbers of $400 to $600 or $500 to $600, which that's crazy. That's insane. The next generation is going to be crazy hype.
Color me excited, and color me excited for next episode, because we have definitely overstayed our welcome.
Definitely. Sorry about that.
I hope people like it. If you made it this far, thank you very much. Yeah. So unfortunately, we are going to be ending it today. If you want to follow us and keep in the know, you can follow us on Twitter, at ShempOfficial on Twitter, or at Canadian Guy A with the second H, because there is an imposter on the loose, and we're still looking for him. If you want to keep in touch, be sure to do that. If you want to subscribe to the podcast, we're on everything with audio: Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. If you listen to us on those platforms. Thank you very much. Be sure to drop a rating. We really appreciate that. We noticed a couple of people of giving us 5 stars on these apps, and thank you very much. That means so much to us. If you want to be in here during the previews, subscribe to Canadian Guy A, because every week, usually Saturday, usually every Saturday, we'll premiere the new episode, and you can hop in a live chat with us, talk to us while the episode's going, and talk with the fans, and we can watch you react live to it, and that really helps us.
Exactly.
And I think that's it. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. We hope that you guys stay safe out there, and
stay safe. Yes.
Stay safe. Everyone, enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you guys next week.